Hello, Leo, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future. This week's readings are timeless, so there isn't necessarily a timestamp for these readings. My intention for these readings is for the individuals who need to hear them, to hear the messages whenever they are heard. As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the oracle cards and clarified those. I have the overall tarot deck that we'll be diving into shuffled, as well as the decks that I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. At the end of this reading, before I hop on over to the extended, there will be an announcement that I'll be making about a change that I've made for my channel. So if you are someone who has purchased extended readings from me or a returning viewer of my channel, then I recommend checking that out. All right, Leo, in your recent past, you have growth with the devil. Your recent past was dealing with codependency of some sort. That could have been on food, alcohol, drugs, people, TV, just it was things that you were using as a way to get you through the day. Now, your recent past, it feels like you experienced a lot of growth around this. So I don't necessarily know if you were experiencing the codependency or are you experiencing growth from the codependency. But I'm ultimately just seeing that you it feels like this whole reading, it feels like overcoming your shadow, the unhealed version of you that tries to hold you back. That's ultimately what this feels like. Now, in your immediate or in your current energy, you have relief with the Temperance in reverse. I feel like you've been experiencing a lot of frustration recently. Maybe financial frustration or frustration about a career path or a relationship, or not being able to manifest a relationship. Whatever the case is, you've been experiencing a lot of frustration. However, with this relief card, I feel as if it either means that relief is coming, or your current situation is providing you with relief from this frustration. I'm not exactly sure, but I ultimately feel like this is about like creating relief. But then in your immediate future, you have meditate with the Page of Pentacles. So to me, this really feels like getting really clear on what it is you're trying to bring into reality, outside of limiting beliefs. So not just what you think is possible for you to create, but also not just what you think, yeah, is possible, but what you will like really want, like beyond, like even if it feels impossible, like what is it that you are actually capable of creating? Like I feel like it's just like getting really clear with yourself on what you want, because then you have reciprocity and greatness. So to me, this feels like you've been selling yourself short, because it feels as if you don't believe that what you actually want is possible. So you've been settling for less than what you deserve. And to me, this reading is about overcoming your shadow so that you can attract, situations that align with this greatness that I ultimately feel like you were made for. But let's see. Let's dive in here. Let's see what we've got. Let's start with Leo's recent past, clarifying growth with the devil. This is clarifying growth with the devil in Leo's recent past. It almost feels like this devil energy was like the things that you were attached to that kept you stuck. Recent past for Leo, clarifying growth with the devil. Justice with the Page of Swords in reverse and the Nine of Swords. So okay, hang on. I want a little bit more here because there's a lot kind of coming through. Clarifying this message just so I know exactly where we're going with it. The Three of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Yeah, okay. It's interesting because, I talked about in your immediate future getting clear on what you want. I feel like you know exactly what it is that you want. I feel like you know exactly what it is you want to create. But I feel as if you don't believe it's possible. So you've been talking yourself into believing you want other things that I don't feel you actually want. Or maybe they're like, it's like, yeah, this path would be like okay, but it's not exactly what you want. And so it feels as if you've been possibly using distractions because it's like you're trying to come to terms with the fact, that what you really want isn't going to happen. Like it's interesting. But it's like, but what you really want is absolutely possible. But you don't believe that. Let's see. More for Leo's recent past. More for Leo's recent past. More for Leo's recent past. The Five of Pentacles and the Six of Wands in reverse. So to be quite honest with you, Leo, you haven't been listening to yourself. Your intuition is trying to guide you towards something here. Something that makes you feel really good. But then this Five of Pentacles and the Six of Wands in reverse, it's like you already expect it to not work out. And so you don't have any hope for it. And in your recent past in particular, I feel like you've been getting really like, it's almost like a lot of the things that you use to cope, like when I talked about these codependence, situations, you're using them to cope with the belief that what you want isn't possible, even though that's not true. Now, here's the thing. A lot of times we expect what we've experienced. So if you haven't experienced being able to live an abundant life of your dreams, then of course you're not going to expect it. But it's almost about, that's why you have this meditate with the Page of Pentacles. It's almost like get really clear with yourself on what you want so that you can bring it into reality. Recent past for Leo. It's like your shadow. I saw something, and this is really kind of coming through for this reading, and honestly, it kind of came through for the Scorpio reading a little bit too. It said, I saw this thing on, I think it was Facebook actually the other day, and it really resonated with me, and it said, there are people living the life of your dreams that are way less qualified than you, but they were able to create it because they worked through all of their fear and the reasons why they didn't think it was possible. And that's absolutely true. Per the law of oneness, what's possible for one person is possible for us. But if we don't believe that, of course, we're not going to take the steps to create it. And I feel like this really is kind of this reading is really like that's really coming through. But let's get more. Okay, recent past for Leo. Because your recent past, it's almost like you were running from what you want. Like you've been running from what you want. This is both in reverse. You have the Chariot in reverse with the Three of Cups in reverse. Yeah, and then there's that Five of Swords. You don't trust that the universe is going to provide you with a path to what it is you're ultimately wanting. And that's the kicker, right? Is it's not just having faith and belief in yourself, it's believing in something bigger than you, Leo. And I feel like you've had a really hard time doing that. Your control has kept you stuck. Current energy for Leo, clarifying relief with the Temperance in reverse. But then it almost feels like then you get really frustrated that you're not living the life that you want. But it's also like, but you're not taking the steps that you want to get there. But you're not taking the steps because you're dealing with fear and a lot of other things. So it's not that you're like purposely holding yourself back. But that whole concept of like you're the only one in your way is really coming through in this. Current energy for Leo. Or maybe this is like also talking about getting out of your own way. Current energy for Leo. There you are, is the Queen of Wands with the Four of Cups. You're focused on the wrong things. You're focused on the wrong things. You're not focused on what you want. You're focused on what you fear. What you fear is going to happen instead of what you want to happen. And remember, per the law of attraction, what you focus on expands. I want to set an intention before I pull cards. So clarifying this Four of Cups. I want to know exactly like what is Leo focusing on? Clarifying this Four of Cups. Okay, this is going back because this is another card. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse is another card of like overindulgence or like distracting yourself. It's interesting, Leo, because it's like what you want is right in front of you, but it almost feels like you're afraid to invest in it. And it's funny because we do that as humans, right? We have a tendency to run from our own happiness because we're actually afraid to be happy because we're so used to being miserable and in survival mode that of course it's hard to believe that abundance is possible. So it's really interesting because it's like your focus is on how to get through the moment instead of how to embrace the moment in a way. Okay, I want more on this because this is getting kind of deep. Clarifying Leo's current energy. Like, ultimately, this just feels like selling yourself short, believing in failure before actually experiencing it. Eight of Wands with the King of Swords. I want clarity on this. I think I know what it's saying, but I want to make sure. Clarity on this message. Four of Pentacles with the Hermit here. What you're trying to bring, what you're wanting, wants you. What you want wants you. What you're wanting and what you're looking for and what you're wanting to create, it wants to move toward you. But remember, creation is it's a co-creational process. You create with the divine, you create with the universe. It's you have to take steps, the universe provides you with steps to take and a path to take. And it feels like the universe has this path open for you. And you're kind of just sitting down looking at it. Like you're like, wow, that looks like a really nice path. Someone should take it. And it's like, you, Leo, you should take it. You know, you have to take the steps that you want to create the path that you want. And it feels like you're maybe, yeah, let's get some clarity on that here. What steps is Leo afraid to take, or why is Leo not taking steps? Why is Leo not taking steps? The Devil. It's like attachment, codependency. Okay, now we're gonna have to get more clarity on that because this Devil here, what is this attachment to? Or what is this attachment to? What is this attachment that's keeping Leo from taking steps? What is Leo attached to? And then the Temperance in reverse. Okay. Getting really into this reading. Leo, you're attached to your own suffering. You're attached to... Okay. I said this already, how it's funny how we as humans are, afraid of our own happiness. And it's coming through because it's almost like you're so used to experiencing lack and frustration. So it's almost like you are choosing that, or have had a tendency, especially in the past, to choose that over taking the steps toward what it is that you're wanting because that's so unknown to you. You're so the success and the stability that comes with living a life of your dreams is so unknown to you. It's so different. And so it's almost like you're attached. And that's where the codependency comes from. You have a tendency to sabotage yourself because it's easier than living and experiencing and building and creating and believing, right? I mean, literally, it feels like you're attached to a lack of faith here. And this is a karmic cycle. You've been stuck in this, Leo, for a while. You've been stuck in this for a while. Immediate future for Leo. This has been a message that's come through in a few signs last couple of weeks. Immediate future for Leo, clarifying, meditate, and Page of Pentacles. Immediate future for Leo, clarifying, meditate, and Page of Pentacles, please. Immediate future for Leo. The Magician and the Well. Oh my gosh. Okay. This well card is one of two additional major arcanas in this deck, and I wasn't going to keep them at first, but I actually really like them, especially this well card, talking about the process of allowing, of allowing things to happen. And this is interesting because, like I said, it's like what your want wants you, and it's almost like it's trying to create, it's trying to come towards you. You literally just have to allow it. You would literally just have to get out of your own way, because it's trying to create itself. But here's the thing, I almost feel like you're not fully clear on what it is you want. But you are. You know what you want, but you're like, oh, but that seems a little out there. That seems a little impossible. And that right there, that's what keeps it from manifesting. So in order to get out of your own way, you've got to get clear on what you want, and then you've got to just believe that you're headed in that direction. Immediate future for Leo, please. Okay, no more shuffling. Immediate future for Leo, please. Okay, you've been carrying this burden of instability for a while. Possibly financial, possibly many different kinds of instabilities, emotional and financial. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you here, Leo. You've had a tendency to choose it, to choose instability, to stay where you're at because it's easier to be unstable than it is to take a risk toward what it is you want. And your immediate future is about getting the hell out of that energy, out of that mindset. Listen to yourself, listen to your intuition, listen to your passions, what makes you feel good, what makes you feel good about yourself. That's trying to lead you to what it is you want. Immediate future for Leo. It's almost like meditate on what you want, like create it. Meditate on what you want so you can create it. Queen of Cups with the Tower in reverse. I want clarity on this message. Queen of Cups with the Tower in reverse. Queen of Cups with the Tower in reverse, please. I mean, you're avoiding, because then you have the Four of Swords. You've been avoiding what you want. You've been like actively taking steps. Like it's almost like you've had to try harder to not take the path that you want than to take it. And I mean, I feel like ultimately it's because you're overthinking it. You're overthinking so much about what next step to take. And it's almost like the step is so easy. Like, just take the next step. Just take it. Just do it. Just do it. Like Nike, just do it. Because you know what next step to take. But it's almost like you you've been avoiding it. You've been avoiding it for some reason. All right, Leo, we are going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to clarify these messages as well as pull some advice for you guys. I have an actual advice card to pull at the end. The announcement I was going to make is that each extended that I provide on my channel is $5, and I created a Patreon account that lets you pay $10 a month for access to every single extended on my channel for every single zodiac side from this month forward. So that's a new option that I have for those of you who are purchasing multiple extendeds a month. The information for that's in the description box below, because I'm now going to provide two different links. It'll be the link for non-Patreon subscribers to, go purchase the $5 extended, or the link for Patreon subscribers to have the access to all of the videos. A couple of things to mention if you do choose to do that is that, first and foremost, I often upload not often, usually, almost every day, I'm uploading extendeds before these videos are released. So you'll see the extended on my Patreon before you actually see the YouTube video released. My recommendation for that is to not follow my Patreon account, but to just follow YouTube like you've been doing. And then the link for every single extended will be in the description box just like usual, except for this time you won't have to pay every time. You'll click on it and it'll open. The last thing is that, and this is really annoying, but I can't change it, is that the default setting for those who subscribe to my Patreon is that you receive an email every single time that I upload a video. And that's really annoying because I'm uploading 2 to 3 videos every day. And so my recommendation is, when you get the first email, to scroll to the bottom and unsubscribe from those so that you don't get those. You don't have to, but I didn't want you guys to think that I'm trying to spam you with emails. So all that information is in the description box below. Thank you so much. I say this every week, but thank you so much, as always, for the support of my channel. I am truly, truly blessed that this is what I get to do for a living, and you guys make that possible. So thank you. I wish you absolutely nothing, as always, but love and healing on your journeys. All right. Bye, Leo.